Coming up on Seminole Showcase, the ongoing battle between supporters of guns on college campuses and those fearing a new concealed carry bill.
And students carry pepper spray for self-defense, but few realize what could happen if used incorrectly.
Plus, prime access to Seminole football for the most devoted fans revealed. We have these stories and more coming up next on Seminole Showcase. Hello, I'm Allegra Garcia.
And I'm Brandon Sanchez. About 20 states, including Florida, ban concealed weapons on college campuses. Florida is proposing a bill to change that. With at least 74 school shootings around the nation since 2012, Florida is considering a bill to allow guns on college campuses, as long as the owner has a permit.
Of people who do drugs and there's a lot of alcohol going on campus, and so if we're all easily able to access a gun, it just takes one hothead to just blow something up.
Being under the influence of something and having a gun isn't any more dangerous than being under the influence of something and driving your car.
According to the Washington Post, of the 12 deadliest shootings in the United States, 6 have happened from 2007 onward. Florida State University had its own school shooting in November 2014. So this issue is directly connected to the campus and affects students and faculty in Tallahassee.
Many students turn to pepper spray for a sense of security and self-protection. After a string of attempted abductions reported in the fall of 2015, many students lack faith in their safety on campus. Some carry pepper spray on their keychains for a sense of protection. However, most people are unaware of the possible side effects of pepper spray if used during an altercation.
It's called cross-contamination. Because it's an airborne aerosol or even a spray type product, when you apply it, there is a possibility that you're going to basically pepper spray yourself too, and that happens.
Lieutenant Jacobs' self-defense advice for students: always walk in groups, follow the blue light trail, and use the FSU Guardian app to avoid making yourself a victim. Florida State's campus is constantly evolving.
Seminole Showcase reporter Riley J. Slay has a story on the construction surrounding Doak Campbell Stadium.
Doak Campbell Stadium is currently under renovations. One of the biggest changes will be the new Champions Club, a premium club seating experience.
Florida State football fans can't wait for the new Champions Club to be completed. Students and faculty are also anxious for the construction to be completed, but for different reasons.
The construction surrounding the stadium has created difficulties for students and faculty. Entrances to the stadium have been blocked off, making parking nearly impossible.
It's been hard to find parking near my classes, which has been detrimental to my academics because I've missed a few classes due to the parking situation.
Many students and faculty who have classes in the stadium find the noise from the construction to be a distraction.
I am a hospitality student and all of our classes are at the stadium, so I've heard that they will have to get moved. And also when I'm in class, sometimes the noise is a little bit of a disturbance when you're trying to learn or listen to your instructor.
Although the construction has created problems for many, others believe that the Champions Club will be worth it.
I think in the end it'll be absolutely worthwhile. It's going to be the Champions Club, and it'll elevate what the Devon School of Hospitality is all about.
By the 2016 football season, we will all be able to enjoy the Champions Club. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Riley J. Slay.
For more information on the Champions Club, log on to championscampaign.com.
One FSU student is making it her top priority to get to know the city of Tallahassee and its diverse group of people. Carolina Ruggiero, a senior at FSU, has started a project called Tell Your Story Tallahassee. The project involves using film and video as ways to share personal stories and to bring the community closer together. Since starting Tell Your Story in 2014, Ruggiero has gained popularity on various social media sites, and it's now a registered student organization on FSU's campus. Ruggiero says that while the project is still growing, she hopes that it will continue to be a way for people to share and connect with others around them.
Adopting an animal can be a common desire among college-age students. Seminole Showcase reporter Rachel Ravner has a scoop on adopting a furry friend while still in school.
Balancing a school life and a social life can be hard enough. So what will happen if you add in the responsibility of taking care of an animal? College student Dariana Rodriguez says that having her dog has impacted her school life in a positive way.
I have a schedule that kind of, in a way, revolves around her. So I try to get things done so that I can come out her and bring her to the park. So she kind of motivates me to get things done quicker, so I have more time to hang out with her.
With more freedom in college, many students are considering adopting an animal. However, with ever-changing schedules, pet adoption might not be for everybody.
It's a great idea, and a lot of college students come from homes that have animals, and so when they come on their own, they're like, oh, I miss my dog, I want to go get a pet, and they'll bring it in, but maybe their other roommates are allergic or their roommates won't agree on it, sharing the responsibility of having another living animal.
Many students have weekly schedules that are constantly changing, which Kleiner thinks leads to these pets being kept alone and inside all day.
You have to be realistic with yourself that you're in a transitional stage of life, and you kind of want to be thinking, okay, maybe you can have it right this second, but what if something changes a year or 2 years down the road? What's your game plan?
It is also important to consider if you have the financial means necessary to support an animal. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Rachel Ravner.
If you're interested in adopting a pet or would like more information on taking care of a pet, you can contact the Tallahassee Animal Shelter at talgov.com/animals.
Going to feed the ducks at the pond may sound like a fun activity to do with friends and family, but as Seminole Showcase reporter Carly Brassfield reports, many people will be surprised to find out it could be hazardous to the birds.
Lake Ella is a popular Tallahassee attraction among people of all ages. There isn't a day of the week where you won't see people walking their dogs, going for a jog, or just enjoying the Florida weather. It is a Tallahassee tradition among both local families and students to bring their stale bread to feed the ducks that inhabit the pond.
I come with my friends every now and then to feed the ducks whenever we have like stale bread or we just like want to come and walk around the lake. So we probably come like once a week or so.
However, few realize this pastime could be causing the ducks harm. A diet consisting of white breads and other low-nutrient foods can cause ducks and other waterfowl to develop a syndrome known as angel wing. Angel wing causes a twist in the bird's wing joint and will eventually leave them flightless. When informed about the possible consequences of feeding ducks bread, student Allison Heffington was surprised.
I never knew that feeding ducks bread could cause problems for it.
The syndrome usually begins in young birds and is caused by a high-carb, low-protein diet.
Dozens of families visit Lake Ella every day, and many of them bring their stale bread with them to feed the ducks. However, next time you visit the pond, sliced grapes or oats may be a better and healthier alternative.
In order to keep Lake Ella and other ponds a fun place to visit, leave the artificial food at home and spread the word.
I feel like people should definitely know about it so they can not hurt the ducks in the future.
For Seminole Showcase, I'm Carly Brassfield.
For more information on angel wing syndrome and the wildlife conservation, visit myfwc.com. After a year and a half of preparation, an indoor trampoline park has made its way to Tallahassee. Sky Zone offers activities such as Sky Slam, Open Jump, and Ultimate Dodgeball. The facility is 27,000 square feet, and 15,000 square feet is solely trampolines. With all that space, there's plenty to do.
Every time you come in, there's something different. So whether you're coming in to play dodgeball in sort of a pickup league or an official tournament, whether you're jumping around practicing your gymnastics or your cheerleading, it's always something slightly different because it's an interactive event.
Sky Zone's price rates are based on the time span of activity. Rates begin at $10 for 30 minutes of fun.
There are many things to do and places to visit in downtown Tallahassee, but one park is tucked away. Seminole Showcase reporter Aubrey Robertson has more.
Cascades Park is the newest social center of the Tallahassee community. It brings together arts, education, dining, history, wellness, and entertainment. One new renovation to Cascades Park is the Edison. The Edison used to be a power plant, but has recently been transformed into a restaurant. It is a place where visitors can enjoy the park's rich history and innovative dining.
Residents of Tallahassee and FSU students come to Cascades Park to take a study break, get some coffee, watch a show, or even perform at a show.
The park is a place where people of all ages come and enjoy the fitness trails that there is offered. There are 3 main trails that make up the park: the Whole Park Loop, the Pond Loop, and the Smoky Hollow Pond Loop. Together, the trails make up 2.3 miles of paved pathways. One FSU student, Ashton Plans, has been coming to this park for quite some time now. She feels as though this is one of Tallahassee's most hidden gems.
I don't think a lot of people know that there's like a coffee shop here and everything. Like everyone only thinks that there's like the Catalina on Gain Street, but I never see like a lot of people at this park, but it's so pretty that I feel like everyone should.
Ashton says she comes to the park about 3 or 4 times a week to walk her dog, to study, and to visit the new coffee shop, the Power Plant. There are many other features to Cascades Park, like the Capital City Amphitheater, which is home to the 2015 Winter Festival, Imagination Fountain, Discovery, and the Korean War Memorial. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Aubrey Robertson.
For more information on Cascades Park, visit discovercascades.com. A poorly attended grand opening of her cafe in 1997 did not slow down a local business owner.
Really thought that I could open up with a little sandwich board by Lake Ella that said open, and people would come in droves. Nobody came the first day.
Fast forward 18 years, now Carla Reed has a second location, the Black Dog Cafe on Railroad Square. Reed says she isn't worried about her profits or beating out the competition. What she's creating is another gathering place in Tallahassee, strengthening conversations and community.
Having a really cool place to go and have people come. Last night when this place was packed with people listening to Sarah Mack play, it was one of those moments of, yeah, I did something right. I did something absolutely right.
Carla stresses the importance of putting away your laptop and headphones and being a part of the community around you. While college is a time of self-exploration for many young adults, it's also a time for food exploration.
Seminole Showcase reporter Jasmine Crane has a story on how one student went against the fast food norm and decided to start a journey towards a healthier lifestyle.
When it comes to college, most students want delicious food that is fast, cheap, and easy to make. But for one FSU grad, those options just don't fit in with his new lifestyle.
I always think if I'm going to eat out now, I need to go to a place that A, is making something I don't know how to make, and B, they're making it better than I probably could.
For Michael Hicks, food has always been an important part of life. But during high school, he started to notice that his eating habits were causing more harm than good on both his health and his weight.
But I stayed big and just kept getting bigger. And by the time I graduated high school, I was probably somewhere around 330, 340.
At the start of college, Mike was at his heaviest weight of 360 pounds and was facing the reality of open heart surgery. That, he says, is when he decided to make a change.
To stop being lazy and eating out. I mean, really, it's all about beating laziness the way I look at it, because like putting in the effort to cook is so rewarding.
While maintaining a healthy lifestyle may take a backseat for many college students, some can still manage to do so by finding unique ways to cook and get exercise. Mike says he's learned a lot through his health and weight transformation, from finding happiness through balance and what it really means to fully embrace change.
Changing what I've always known to be the way to do things and starting to try other ways to do certain things and realizing, oh, whether it's your society, your culture, your history, whatever it dictates might be the way, well, maybe you need to try something different.
For Seminole Showcase, I'm Jasmine Crane.
For more information on how to adopt healthy habits as a student, visit healthycampus.fsu.edu. Next on Seminole Showcase, an inside look at some of Florida State's most extreme tailgating.
And find out how FSU's most shining fans paint up for the big game. Seminole Showcase's Brian Beatty has a look at those stories and more. Brian?
Thanks, guys. Extreme fans recognize tailgating as the showdown before the showdown. Seminole Showcase reporter Brandy Troop has the details on extreme tailgating before game time.
Hundreds of fans bring their spirit to the parking lot on game day, ready to have a celebration. According to UN fan Eric Alley, he loves tailgating at away games and drove 8 hours to celebrate his team.
The people that you are there with, you almost feel like, you're invading a foreign country or something, So you get more hyped, you get more excited, and it's just a good time overall.
A tailgate is much more than a barbecue. Extreme fans showcase just how dedicated they are when it comes to their team.
Fans have made tailgating a tradition and a bonding experience.
I've been tailgating for as long as I can remember. Both my parents came to Florida State, so ever since I was little, I was one of those little girls that you see running around in FSU cheerleader outfits and stuff like that, so it's been a part of my life for as long as I can remember.
Bonding goes beyond the family. Tailgaters interact with fans of their team and the opposing team.
Interacting with other fans at tailgates is honestly awesome. We're all here for sports. It's nothing serious. It's just a game, but we're just trying to have a good time. We respect each other, and it's all fun.
It's those special moments that allow tailgaters to turn up and let loose.
When I'm tailgate, I feel like really excited. I get really into it. This like passion that I have for the Seminoles comes out, and it's a really great time to be able to spend with everybody else. So.
For Seminole Showcase, I'm Brandy Troop.
Let's go Noles! Yeah,
I think it's safe to say tailgating isn't for the faint-hearted. FSU women's soccer team is filled with talent this year. Seminole Showcase reporter Chris Thames sat down with one key member on the team with a very unique story. Getting recruited to play Division I soccer is only for the select few. Senior Carson Pickett, one of the best defensive midfielders in the country, has a rare story to tell. Born missing one arm to becoming one of college soccer's finest.
I've always done many different sports. It was kind of just in our family to be kind of athletic and do as many sports while we were younger. It was always just fun to me to try and participate in anything I could.
Carson Pickett has made the All-ACC freshman team, All-ACC tournament team, All-ACC academic team, and has 2 years on ACC academic honor roll under her belt. She has also won a national championship with Florida State, which was the first time in the team's history. Carson's story can serve as an inspiration for all who battle to overcome an obstacle. Normally, the thought associated with a cemetery are mellow and somber, but in the case of FSU's sod cemetery, great victory is remembered. For a game to be considered a sod game, Florida State must be an underdog on the road, as well as any game at the University of Florida, ACC Championship, or bowl games. Here's the history. In 1962, FSU was an underdog and traveled to Georgia. As an incentive to get the win, Dean Coyle Moore told the players to bring back a cup filled with grass. A couple weeks after the win, the decision was made to bury the sod. In total, 97 sod games have been won. If you are a true Florida State football fan, then you know of the famous Garnet and Gold Glitter Guys. Seminole Showcase reporter Annie Kane has the inside scoop on how they paint up before games.
The Garnet and Gold Guys were started by two Florida State fans and members of the Baptist Collegiate Ministry 17 years ago in order to show their school spirit and their love for football. This tradition is an essential part of Florida State football, and now these guys are on year 2 of showing their shining school spirit.
It takes about 45 minutes for us to paint up every time, but we get it down to a science after a while, and so we're able to go through it fairly quickly every time.
I think maybe $30, $40 a person. Fortunately, the Student Alumni Association pays for what's going on here. They sponsor us. We have a great partnership with them and the university, so they support FSU tradition by funding what we do here.
You'd be amazed that it takes 6 pounds of glitter each week to cover these guys.
A lot of paint, a lot of glitter. We have some friends that help us. We do some weird yoga poses, try and get it on every part of our body. That's kind of the way to get glitter and paint all over you.
Part of the reason that we wanted to do this and that we are doing it is because we love Florida State. We're very, very passionate about Florida State, and we love supporting and riling up the crowds and getting them going. Sometimes if the game's going well, we want to keep it going. We want to keep the momentum going and keep it up. If the game's not going well, we want to turn it around and help the crowd get the team pumped up, and so they can play harder and play better.
We pass this down. It's just kind of you're in or you're out. We kind of pass it down through the BCM and kind of ask people and say, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to carry on the tradition? And they say yes. Awesome.
There is a lot of work that goes into the transformation of a Garnet and Gold guy. Even the garnet paint is handmade by a Florida State graduate to become just the right shade. But these two love what they do. Woo! For Seminole Showcase, I'm Annie Kane.
The Garnet and Gold Guys have somewhat of a mysterious aspect to them as well. Their names are a secret and do not get released until after they have retired from their position. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have what it takes. Go Noles!
Maybe. I think we'd make a great team, don't you, Brandon?
Oh, absolutely. Thanks, Brian. Next, in our Seminole Showcase Features Report, up close and personal with our very own FSU president and a favorite local DJ. Here's Cindy Gutierrez with more.
Thank you, Brandon. So let's start with an organization on campus with a unique mission, Camp Kesem. KESM is a national nonprofit organization that supports children through and beyond a parent's cancer. Counselors fundraise throughout the year to put on a free week of camp at the end of the summer for these children.
My favorite memory from camp would be when Crazy, one of our campers, looked over at me at the end of the day and she said, "This has been the best day of my life." And we hadn't really done anything that great that day. I mean, it was just a regular day at camp. And to have someone tell you that and know that you are such a big part of making that day possible is one of the best feelings in the world.
Counselors also attend the campers' extracurricular activities and support them year-round. The name John Thrasher is immediately recognizable as Florida State's president. Though this may be true, Seminole Showcase reporter Kristen Edwards has the inside scoop on the man behind the title.
John Thrasher has about 1 year under his belt as the president of Florida State University. Since his election in November 2014, he has made amazing progress towards achieving several large goals for the university.
I'll be 72 in December, so to me, this is the last job I'll ever have, and I'm giving it everything I got just to make a difference if we can.
While President Thrasher has many presidential duties to attend to, he still finds time to be with his family and support his Seminoles. In fact, he loves spending time with his 3 children and 8 grandchildren as much as possible, most notably during his favorite holiday, Thanksgiving.
I make really good stuffing for the turkey. I mean, I do. They all kind of help me, but I kind of put the ingredients together, kind of put everything there.
After perfecting his sage to poultry seasoning ratio, he's cheering on his beloved Seminoles. No matter the final score, he always roots for a Seminole win, even against their most challenging rivals.
I think they're getting more and more focused, so you never watch out. I'd say watch out Clemson, watch out Florida, watch out North Carolina State.
President Thrasher claims to be a simple guy, but you'd be interested to hear that he rejects the iPhone craze by sporting a BlackBerry.
It still works.
He was the first in his family to graduate high school and to attend college, and he loves a good bologna sandwich fried on white bread with a hint of mayo. Even more surprising is that his wife Jean helped launch his political career after becoming frustrated with their children's school board.
Whenever she complains about politics or other things I've done in my life, I kind of go back to that.
From his admittance to FSU at age 17 to today, President Thrasher has made the most of his experiences and truly loves his job at Florida State University. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Kristen Edwards.
President Thrasher's final advice to students was to get involved with public service however you can. One Florida State junior, double majoring in English and anthropology, spends much of her spare time working at a cafe. But Melissa Aguilera has a heated passion for something else, too. Melissa began practicing yoga when she moved to Tallahassee 2 years ago. At first, she started on her own, then went to studios. She says yoga influences her to sync her mind and body. Melissa says her friends then introduced her to the art of hula hooping.
I had always thought hooping was so beautiful and looked so fun. I bought some hoops and just got super addicted. Hooping is so fun.
But wait for it, although she's only been hooping for 8 months, she's taught herself how to hoop with fire. Mostly everything she knows is by watching videos online. Melissa's gone from yoga, hooping, fire hooping, and currently contortion. You've heard him on the radio. Now we've got the inside scoop on a local celebrity.
Fresh Country 103.1 The Wolf.
Gregory Juzik, better known as Big Moose on 103.1 The Wolf, dreamed of having a job in radio from a very young age.
And ever since I was a little kid, I thought it would be the coolest job to be able to go in, play music, and talk for a living.
For his senior project in high school, Big Moose had to research a career he was interested in. He chose to shadow employees at 103.1 The Wolf.
I would just hang out in the corner of the studio watching them do their whole morning show.
During this time, Big Moose was able to learn a great deal about radio and made connections that would help advance his career in the future. In 2003, Big Moose was able to turn his lifelong dream into a reality. Today, Big Moose is proud to call himself Program Director for 103.1 The Wolf. He is responsible for what goes out over the air and goes out on public appearances for the station. Not to mention, he has a very early wake-up call.
My goodness, my alarm starts going off at 3:45 in the morning, I'll put it that way.
Although his job requires him to start his day earlier than most, there are many perks that come with it as well.
I get to meet so many cool people, both listeners and different people that come through that my job allows me to do, like going to football games, going to concerts, and just meeting the general public is really neat.
As a local celebrity, Big Moose says he gets recognized out in public all the time.
I can be going through a Walmart line at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, you're Big Moose!
For those interested in a career in the radio business, Big Moose offers this advice.
Stick with it. You really want to get going in something, get to know the people who are doing the job, and it's kind of what I did. I just dragged on coattails and just had the urge to learn, how do I do this, how do I go about doing that, and it'll work out for you. It'll take some time, but it'll work out for you.
For Seminole Showcase, I'm Riley J. Slay.
If you want to listen to Big Moose on the air or learn more about his story, visit 1031thewolf.com. Back to you, Allegra and Big Brandon.
I'm glad she didn't call me Big Allegra.
Thanks, Cindy. Collegiate circuses are rare, and watching one is definitely a unique experience.
But having the opportunity to perform in one is truly something special. I was lucky enough to get the inside scoop on what it's really like to participate in a circus. The Florida State University Flying High Circus was founded in 1947 by Jack Haskin. When FSU transitioned from a women's college to a co-ed university, they wanted an activity that would unite both sexes, and thus, the circus was born. Junior Megan Conan saw how special the circus was when she first visited Florida State. She says her inspiration to join the circus was her older sister, Danielle.
The biggest thing I saw from her college experience was her time in the FSU circus, and just seeing all the pictures of her not only performing in the circus but also just doing things with her circus friends really inspired me to finding my family here at FSU.
Megan is currently in her third year in the circus and participates in 3 acts. The first is Quartet Adagio, where her partners grab her ankles and hands and swing her around. The second is Spanish Web, where she performs aerial acrobatics while suspended on a rope. The final one that she is just starting to learn is Skating Adagio, where she will skate around the ring and perform various stunts. She says one of the most interesting things about the circus is that it is student-run. Students will do everything from setting up equipment to doing makeup for the show. Florida State is one of 2 universities with their own collegiate circuses, but FSU is the only one with their own Big Top Tent. Even though what makes the FSU circus unique is that they have a tent, Megan believes simply being in a collegiate circus is special in itself.
Realizing that I'm a part of this unique experience, and it's always something I'm going to hold to my heart, is that I've been in a circus. It's usually my fun fact.
Megan has no plans to pursue a professional circus career. However, she feels that her experience in the circus has taught her many valuable skills that will help her in whatever she decides to do. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Allegra Garcia. For more information about the FSU Circus and their performance dates, visit circus.fsu.edu.
And there you have it. Thank you for watching this edition of Seminole Showcase. I'm Brandon Sanchez.
And for Brian and Cindy and the entire crew, I'm Allegra Garcia. Thanks for watching.